Arctic and southern oceans, dusting the Alps with snow and ice, snaking through the green fjords and lonely valleys under the door and into your bones. It will freeze your core and consume your heart if you let it. If it wasn't for the fact that New Zealand is so bloody beautiful, there are days when you could happily shoot yourself. I live in a 2-story timber house perched on the side of a steep hill that plunges down to the river. In summer, it's a trickle, but in winter it boils. If the Wacker Marina isn't flooded and the land hasn't slipped, my house can be reached by a narrow road winding up the valley. But the bitumen stops well before that. We're not just off the grid, we're off the tarmac. The valley is a good place to hide, whether from the toils and tribulations of the modern world or from real people and real threats. We're adjacent to a tectonic fault line which is statistically due for a catastrophic seismic event any day now, according to the doomsayers and geologists. That's okay. I've been expecting a catastrophe ever since I got here. It could be those weekend miners down from their day jobs in the city, here to work their claim on the 150-year-old scratchings in the riverbank that never turned a profit back then either. It's not about the gold, they say. It's about history, tradition, and mateship, and an escape from whatever ails them in the big smoke. But it's not them. I know who it is. It's Sammy Pritchard. He's finally found me, and this is his way of letting me know. His reach is long, even from maximum security. Come back to bed. Yes, pet. I look at Vanessa lying there sleep-gummed and irritable. I think of Paulie asleep downstairs. I wonder if Sammy will just come for me and let them live. No. Of course he won't. The phone goes shortly after 6:30. You wanted down at the marina, Sarge, Latifah says. Murder? Vandalism. A boat belonging to Mr. McCormack. You're getting me out of bed at this hour for vandalism? Special request from the district commander. Him and Mr. M play squash together in Nelson. We all know who Mr. M is, and that he owns half of Marlborough. You're 5 minutes away, Latifah. It'll take me half an hour. You want to live up there with the hillbillies? That's your business. Anyway, speed's not the point here. What is? McCormack's a willy waver. He wants the top man on the job. That'd be you. Tell the DC I'm on my way. I grab a mug of tea and try to kiss Vanessa, but she pulls the blanket over her head. It's been happening a bit lately. She doesn't like New Zealand. Maybe she stopped liking me too. The Toyota coughs into life, and I back out onto the gravel driveway. There's a blur of black and rich blue as a tui flits into a nearby silver beach, beeping and whirring. I wonder about that car from last night. Will they return and slaughter my family while I'm out? No. Sammy would want me to watch. They'll wait for my return. At Havelock Marina, the sun washes the green hills across the water and glints off the rows of pleasure craft. A tall man with short greying hair is stamping his feet to ward off the chill. It's McCormack, and he's dressed for a day on the boat. It's only Tuesday. All right for some. His companions, a man and 2 women, sit in a white BMW parked nearby, sipping takeaway coffees and looking bored. The boat is big and has an extra half berth at the rich end of the marina, away from the riffraff. I glance at the damage. Spray paint on the starboard hull of his treasured catamaran. Where once it said Serenity 2, it now says Smog. Smog, sir? He looks at me like I'm a moron. The evil dragon in The Hobbit, the desolation of. I take out a notebook to seem interested. Why Smog, sir? Do you think someone might have some sort of grudge against you? Like, maybe half the population of the top of the South Island. I've seen his handiwork on the drive down the valley road to the marina. Logged hills, shaved into sad submission. Once stunning landscape, become devastated moonscape. Try that hippie chicken farmer up your way. Up my way? I'm thinking. How do you know where I live? He shoves an iPhone in my